Roku uses a wireless connection, so select your router name and add your password. This should be on the side or the bottom of your router. If this is the first time using Roku, then you'll need to set up an account on the device or by going to the Roku website. That's it. Now it's time to add the Hochanda app. Simply press the home button on the Roku remote. Scroll up or down using the arrows on your remote to select streaming channels. Then open the channel store. At the top of the channel store, you'll find a list of featured, new and popular categories to explore. Enter Hochanda into the search bar and this will take you to the Hochanda app. Now simply select Add Channel. When you see the added channel screen, press OK and return to the home page. Now scroll down to the Hochanda app and press the star button on your remote. You can then use the arrow buttons to move Hochanda to the top of the screen for quick and easy access. And that's it! You can now watch, purchase and catch up with your favourite shows 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on your TV whenever you feel crafty.
Hi, we're the team from Daisy Bee Stamps. My name's Nina, this is Josie and this is my dad Roy. And we design and manufacture our very own polymer stamps. So 3 years ago we decided to embark on turning our own designs into polymer stamps. We're really excited about where this is going to take us in the future and how we can evolve those designs and keep bringing you something that's just so different. So we wanted to add an extra element to our stamp collection, and this was down to Josie using her iPad and hand drawing the amazing sentiments that we now have in our collection. All our designs complement each other so that you can use them again and again to create something new. So make sure you don't miss the Daisy Bee shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Lou from Studio Light. Studio Light has been around for about 40 years now. They're based in the Netherlands. It's a family-run business with a great heritage. The products that Studio Light bring us are very diverse, fantastic dyes, great papers, but all round on trend. Over the 40 years Studio Light have evolved. They listen to me, the demonstrator, and you, the customers, and really take our ideas on board. On the Hochanda shows, we'll share with you the diverse techniques and products will inspire you to produce your own individual pieces of artwork. So make sure you don't miss the Studio Light shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Gina Barrett from Gina Bee Silkworks. We're a family company specializing in traditional crafts for the modern maker. Most of our products involve textiles and age-old techniques, from button making, lace making, weaving, and other forms of passementerie. I hope you'll be able to tune in to the Gina Bee Silkworks shows here on Hochanda.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. We're launching a brand new one-day special with Matthew Palmer, and I get to paint later as well. I cannot wait. Of course, we've got brand new todays, and of course, we've got Matthew here himself. So let's say a very good evening to Matthew.
Hello, how are we doing,
Matthew.
everybody? Yeah,
how are you doing?
I'm fine. The sun's shining.
It certainly is. Exactly. Well, maybe you've been outside in the sunshine and you've come back in to watch this. So don't move a muscle, because we have got, as I say, the brand new launch of a one-day special. This is a bit of an exclusive for us as well. Let's have a look, because we've got a brand new DVD. It is exclusive. It's so exclusive. I'm just going to show you, actually. We've only got the case at the moment. You will, I promise, you will get yours, but this is how exclusive it is. And we do have a clip that we can show you as well. I've got to say, Matthew, as soon as I saw this, straight away, I am drawn to the greens and the purples. We've got, of course, the bluebells and the woodlands here.
Yeah, so when we was working on this, you know, late winter, early spring show, for me it had to be about colours, vibrant colours, new growth, and bluebells just absolutely speak that. Without a doubt, one of my favourite subjects. Love bluebells, and this is almost 2 hours worth of bluebells and woodlands, a complete picture. It's the picture at the side of you, actually.
Amazing. Yes, we do have the picture right here as well. We'll show you that in a second. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is what you will be creating when you follow along that DVD, of course. But that's not it. Of course, you're going to get the materials in there as well. So you are getting the watercolour paper, 5 sheets of that, and it's got Matthew's own name on it. Look, you know it's quality. And of course, you're getting some brushes in there as well. There's 2 brushes, and you get some paints. Now, let me just show you these paints. I'm just going to lean forward a little bit. There we are. We've seen this before with Matthew, haven't we? Using the minimal amount of paints, the different colours. But what you actually achieve is when you look at the picture at the side of me, you actually see that it looks as though you've used, I don't know, another 6 other colours at least in there, Matthew.
Yeah, so we've kind of mixed these, and that's a perfect shot because you can see the colours are made for this picture. So it just works perfect. You've got that beautiful intense violet, beautiful for bluebells, also good for nighttime skies, evening skies, great for winter scenes as well, great for lilac, great for lavender, beautiful colour, perfect for bluebells. Okay,
Absolutely stunning.
And then we've got that gorgeous sepia as well.
We have
stunning.
indeed. Now tell me about the brushes that are involved here then, Matthew, because you get 2 brushes in the set.
Yes, so we've got the large Matthew Palmer Tree and Texture brush, which is a good old faithful brush. It's a brush that will last you for many, many years. The harder you abuse the brush, the better it works. It's designed for you to stipple and get those beautiful individual leaves or flowers. So woodlands, flowers, beautiful brush. It's a brush I designed, and it's probably one of our most popular brushes, so a very, very nice popular brush that just goes alongside anybody's watercolour kit. And then next door to that we've got the beautiful SAA. It's an imitation sable rigger brush, which means it's completely ethics-free, let's say. It's designed to replicate probably the most expensive hair that's out there, which is sable hair, of course. Now, this is all synthetic, but it's a brush that the SAA are very proud to bring to market. First time we've seen this.
Amazing. As I say, it's exclusive to us here at Hochanda as well. It's so new. As I say, we've not even got that DVD yet. £37.99, and you've got a great saving here. The saving is £27.32. All you need is the item number 400300. Now, we do have more for you as well. In fact, as we move down the counter, the next bundle, these were actually, last time they were on, they actually sold out. The fantastic techniques. Now, you can see it's a play on words there. They're fantastic because you've got the fan brushes. Tell us again, Matthew, about these for anyone that hasn't seen them before.
Yeah, so these were the Fantastics, which is my latest brush in the line, really. And again, as you mentioned, in January we brought these as a one-day special, sold out very quickly, so we've got them back with the same DVD that we had for that one-day special. So you've got your three new fantastic brushes, which is good for flowing water, good for trees, any kind of texture effects, and a full instructional DVD to go alongside as well.
Amazing. And a great price again. You're saving £8.06, just £31.99. Item number is 915573. Now we've got a Muskin fluid bundle for you next. So let's have a look at the details for this one. A lot in this kit, Matthew. Do you want to tell us about this?
It is, yeah, this is great value. So we're giving you quite a few nice, quirky, cool projects here. First of all, masking fluid. It's an essential in this modern world for painting. Basically, it's a coloured liquid latex which allows you to protect the areas of pictures, keep them clean, keep them white, because in watercolour, white is the paper, so that is masking away. You simply remove it with your finger afterwards and it keeps it crisp. What's clever about this one is it's coloured, so literally you can see where you stick it, but we're also going to give you 3 brushes as well, which are the special SAA masking fluid brushes. It's a bristle that's designed to have less chance of being destroyed by that latex, because you don't want to be using fancy brushes like in the one-day special with masking fluid, because it will simply stick to the bristle. This is polyester, it's designed for this, and you get a set of 3 of those, as well as the big bottle of masking fluid. We're also going to give you something what's really interesting, the Schmincke Aqua modelling paste. And practicing that one all day. Now what that is like a primer. It's like a primer for your painting. So you put it on, You let it dry and you can paint over it with watercolours. You can also put it on like wood and things like that as well. It's about making your paintings three-dimensional, which is really nice.
Ooh.
And there's also some interesting a palette knife, which is always popular when bringing them here, because palette knife scraping off the colour. Lovely little kit there for $19.99.
And every one of the palette knives that we've got here are a different shape as well. We've seen you use the palette knives so many times, Matthew, with your pictures scraping away there. What a difference it makes. What a great kit that is. A great saving, a great price all round. £5.58 is the saving on this one. $19.99 is the price. 341879. Don't miss out on that. I think you'll find that very, very useful. Now, of course, we also have a pick and mix for you as well. So maybe you've been collecting the colours, maybe you're missing one or two. This is your opportunity to go for some more of those beautiful watercolour paints. These are Matthew's own colours, of course. £3 saving here. It's a pick and mix of any three. £16.98. Item number 679967. Is there anything in particular, Matthew, you'd like to point out about the colours here that we've got to choose from?
Yeah, so here we've got the natural colours, which are designed for replicating nature. So you've got the likes of natural grey, you've got natural greens, you've got both the greens in there, beautiful for, you know, creating, replicating nature. You've got the skin tones. And if you look at these are the new versions of the colour. These are the 2021 versions as well.
Nice.
So you've got turquoise for the sea, the greens for the trees. Beautiful, beautiful dark skin tone, lovely for doing Mediterranean brickwork. You've got opaque white, and of course you've got that lovely natural yellow. If you're going to go for three, I'd go for something a bit different. I'd go for the dark skin, I'd go for the grey, beautiful for shadows, and I'd go for the turquoise if you like those seascapes.
Amazing. Well, a great price, as I say, it's $16.98. Choose your three. If you want more than three, you can go in multiples, of course. 679967. Now, something else we always like to tell you about is the SAA membership, and it's no different here tonight. Now, we are going to show you how you can join. I mean, this is just incredible when you see what is on offer here. We will take you to the website in a second to explain exactly how you can do this. I think we've got a few gremlins in the system at the moment, but although there is an item number, you don't actually need that item number as such. You go to the website, there is a link. Go to the description, there will be, I think it's highlighted in red actually, it's a link. If you click on there, it will take you straight over to give you all the details. Matthew, this is just incredible, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So this is a year's worth of SAA membership, folks, and what you get in that membership is literally a year's access to this massive online world, this massive art community. It's the biggest art group in the world, actually, you know, and joining the SAA, being a member, you get so much in this modern world. I've been a member for quite a long time, you know, for years, since the 90s actually, and now you get all these wonderful goodies that you can see on screen. I've got some here just to kind of flick through and show you. So one of the big reasons people join the SAA nowadays is that you get this wonderful magazine called Paint. Now this is it's shipped direct to your door, so as part of this membership, it's £45 annual fee. You get this magazine, it's full of step-by-step articles, that comes straight to you. People like myself write for these magazines, you know, so it's like a bit of a how-to. Save them, it's a lovely glossy mag. You also get massive discounts on products via the Home Shop catalogue, as you can see there. There's a book on watercolours by Jeremy Ford, which is great. You get things like £5 to spend in the catalogue, but you get access to this massive online world of the SAA now, which is something that is kind of new to sort of last year, and this is access to the video on demand. Think of the online streaming services that you get at home, the one with the big red N, for example. Well, you've got that for painters, basically, via this membership. It's included art, video on demand. And here's the core thing. If you join through Hochanda, through the link, the pink link on the website, we're going to give you what we had, the brand new brushes that we spoke about a few minutes ago, the fantastic brushes. So you'll get a free set of these brushes with your membership, but only if you join through the link on the Hochanda website, not the add to basket, okay? So if you scroll past that, if I'm right in saying this, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you click on the link.
We can show it now, I believe.
Perfect, there you go. So
there
yes,
we
scroll
are.
past all that, and
So
then you'll see the link.
You certainly will. Find the item, scroll down, and you will spot the link. There it is. Just click where it says click here, obviously, and it will take you right through. There you can see all of the details there. Join now, that's all you need to click on, and of course, that's more or less it, isn't it? What an amazing offer that is as well. Do you know, if you want to gift that to somebody, if you don't want it for yourself and you gift it to somebody else, that's just incredible, isn't it?
It is, and you can buy a gift membership as well. Same offer applies. So it's a great way to keep the artistic juices flowing. It really is.
Oh, right. Back to the one-day special, of course. We are very busy for this as well. I am not surprised. As soon as I saw the title, the colours that we've got here, just to go through the details again, you are, of course, getting that exclusive DVD. This is brand new. You're also getting the 5 sheets of watercolour. I mean, this is premium quality. You're getting the paints as well. Absolutely amazing. You can see the picture at the side here as well. This is what you're going to be creating from that DVD. We've got more to show you from that DVD as well. Just some little hints about what you can expect from there. Almost 20% of the stock has already gone. There's a huge saving on this as well. And you've got the item number on the screen, 400300. Lovely stuff. Oh, lots of zeros in that number as well. Matthew, I can see you're kind of doing an effect there with a card. Is that the sort of effect you do with those spatulas as well?
It is, yeah. So I've used a plastic card there. In fact, I've used the SA membership card for that. But you could quite easily use the actual palette knife that we've also got in the kit as well. And look at that, the tree brush in action on screen right now. That's the tree brush that we're giving you, of course, in today's one-day special. But look at those gorgeous greens that you can see, because those greens are mixed to replicate nature. We are giving you the green to do the job for this, okay? These are special colours that you can't just go to an art shop and purchase. These are colours that are designed to replicate nature. So it's a lovely thing to have, and just to have that DVD, remember, it's only for this one-day special. Once this is gone, it's done. That's it.
Amazing.
You won't see this again.
Now, just before we get to Matthew for demonstrations, just want to point out as well, if you have seen or noticed any of the pictures that we've got around the studio, a lot of these that you're seeing behind me here are using the colours and are very similar to the item that you will actually produce from the DVD as well. Now, we've got something else as well behind here as well. Can I mention these other brushes as well? Is that all right while I'm here? Just they're in my eyeline, and I know these are very popular brushes as well. Don't know if we can bring the details up for these. These are your blending brushes, aren't they? Your blending blades.
Yeah, yeah. So these have been on Hochanda for a while, and they sold out last time we had them. I think it was maybe the autumn time. So great tools making watercolour that little bit easier because it dries quickly. But with these brushes, it's a reactivation method. You can basically wet the brush and just wash the paint off. Beautiful tools.
Amazing.
And you'll see these in use a bit later.
Can't wait. Well, $12.99 for those, 858-707. Let's get to demonstration. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Matthew, over to you. Right.
Okay, so I've got a sheet of the watercolour paper, the paper that is in the one-day special. I just want to make it clear that you get 5 sheets of this. It is premium. This is 100% cotton paper, and that is a big thing to mention because it makes such a difference having good paper. So here we've got cotton, 100% cotton. This is not wood-based. It's got a beautiful texture. What I've done, folks, is I've stuck it to a board with just a normal masking tape, basically. This is a wooden board, but any bit of cardboard will do. People often ask about the easel. Well, this is just for demonstration purposes. If I'm at home, I'm sat at a table and the paints are just to the side, and that's the best way to work. So, ready to go. White paper here, what we're going to do. Let's do something colourful using the one-day special. And I want to start off, actually, by taking some more masking tape. And I want to remove stickiness by rubbing it across there or wiping some of the moisture from the brow. And I'm just going to sort of pop this kind of down, across and up. There's something nice about having a white sheet of paper. It's a buzz having that white sheet of paper and not knowing what's going to happen. So stick through it to the end, folks, whatever you do. The brush from the one-day special here, the largest of the tree and texture brushes right here, it's natural hair brush designed for making trees easy. You can see that. And it's a beautiful brush. It just works an absolute treat, it does. It's not just for trees, though. It's also good for painting sky. So I'm going to wet the top section down to the masking tape. Now, because it's cotton paper, you know it's going to be absorbed like a sponge. And what's going to happen, it's going to stay wet for ages. And that's a bonus when it comes to watercolour, because the longer the water hangs around, the more time you've got to paint. So for the background, wet into wet works perfect. I'm going to paint a vignette, like a kind of middle sort of picture. So nice sort of faded edges, lovely technique to do. First colour I'm going to use is a little bit of the actual violet. Now I'm using the tree brush from the one day special, and I'm using it for painting the sky. So I'm going to twist in some of these warm colours, let the paint spread, let it do its thing. I'm just twisting it in. It's good for painting clouds, this brush. Now imagine that's just the background. We're talking about bluebells, we're talking about woodlands here. So what we're going to do now is go straight in to the palette and get that nice natural green, and we're going to mix it around.
The violet, Matthew, is that the sort of colour that you would use when you're doing the snow scenes as well?
Yeah, it's perfect for the shadows on a winter scene, absolutely, yeah. So if you like painting snow, which I do, I'm a huge fan. I think I've said that a few times on the shows here, but yeah, I love painting snow. It's one of my favourite subjects. And I'm stippling. I'm going to stipple all this green with the tree and texture brush. So if you look at the brush, you can see it's gone all nice and spiky. It's all nice and open.
Yeah.
And this is a brand new brush from the packet, which means it needs bedding in like a good pair of shoes. You need to give it some hammer, okay? And we're going to work this in all the way down.
Straight away, the texture that you're achieving there is amazing.
Both sides. And because the paper's wet, it's spreading, but that's perfect at this particular stage. It'll grow on us, won't it? It will. So I'll bring it down towards the centre. And then we'll get this all nicely blocked in.
Now, before we went live to air, I did genuinely say to Matthew, what are we going to be painting? Because I get to have a go later. He said, I've no idea yet. No idea. Is that still the case, Matthew?
It's a bit of modern art at the minute. It's the Battle of Waterloo at the minute, can you say? Actually, it's upside down. So just kind of still putting these colours in. Now, remember that there's more colours available than what's in the one day special, but the colours in the one day special will work really nice.
It's amazing what you can achieve with just so many
few
colours.
It is, absolutely, yes.
And we do have the pick and mix, of course, available. Matthew did suggest certain colours, but you may have some of those, I don't know. It's entirely up to you. It's any three on the pick and mix for $16.98. Bottom of the screen right now for those. If you want more than three, as long as it's in multiples, you can certainly go for the extras.
Now what I've done here is I've introduced some of the warm sepia into this colour. Now, warm sepia is exactly what it says it is. It's the colour that replicates those old photographs. Love sepia. In fact, it's probably a painting we can have a look at a little bit later, but to your left is a painting on the wall with some beams coming through some trees. And we'll have a look at that later, because that's using warm sepia to get that lovely effect of...
I've got loads of pictures down by my feet as well, Matthew, that we must show in a little while.
It's like a gallery. Loving the set today, it's great.
I know, it's fabulous, isn't it?
It's like a real, proper, genuine art gallery.
Love it.
There's prices on the pictures and everything here.
Yeah.
Really
we think it suits you very well, this set, Matthew.
Yeah.
Look very at home here.
Yeah, I'm quite happy living here. Come and pull the bed up in the corner. So I'm stuffing this in, and I'm doing very gentle little taps. This is a big painting. Now, bear in mind that you don't need to paint as large as this. Of course you don't. Now, I'm going to clean that brush out. Yes, a warm sepia, you can do monochromes.
Yeah.
Just using one colour throughout the entire picture. Lovely way of working. Let's bring in some more of this green. And let's get a little bit more. We're going to do gentle taps. Now the painting's starting to dry, we can see with gentle taps of the brush how it's giving individual leaf of a tree. Natural green light, which is included in your one day special, is semi-opaque, which means it can be painted over the top of other colours, creating lovely effects for foliage. Now at the minute, it's all a bit splodgy green. But like I said, folks, it will grow on us. And I love doing the vignettes, working outside the frame as well. Anticipation's half the fun. We were talking just before we went on about the live virtual workshops I've been teaching over the past year or so. And these are just like this, having a white sheet of paper and people just starting out with a white paper and creating amazing pictures. Have a look on the Facebook page, folks, Matthew Palmer Artist, and you'll see all the paintings people have been doing.
Matthew, that have attended the actual live workshops in the past and now the virtual workshops as well, who've never ever painted before. And have, you know, they've posted their pictures because they are so good and everybody can achieve a fantastic result. I don't think I've ever seen a comment or seen an image of something that someone's posted where they've been disappointed.
Now everyone goes away with a finished picture, and that's the same for the virtual ones. Get yourself onto one, watercolour.tv, that's the website, have a look. There's one on this Sunday, actually, believe it or not.
there?
There is. That's a
Oh, I'm
coincidence.
at work again.
The
Every
one
time you
on
do these, I'm at work.
And it's a blue butterfly on flowers. So get yourself
Oh,
booked in. If you
no.
fancy a virtual painting session on Sunday the 28th. Butterfly, beautiful. Now, hanging around in the back of the palette, we have one of the palette knives, which is from the additional kit. I'm
Yeah.
going to use this palette knife. The plastic one is better than metal because you've got the flexibility.
Yeah.
And we're going to turn these into trees. Think of silver birch trees in the spring woodland.
Oh, whoa.
Scrape it up. I love this palette knife. This one's been with me for quite a few years now.
It never ceases to amaze me when I see you work with these knives and scratch away. But that, I think that, so far, has been the most sort of striking, instant reaction that I've seen. Because of the thickness of the trunk there, then you've gone into the branches as well.
When you paint in a tree, it doesn't really look much like a tree until you put the trunks on. And the thing is, in the branches, it's like, I kind of compare it to when you paint an animal portrait and you put the eyes in it. These are the eyes of the trees. This is the thing that brings it alive. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Do you know, it's amazing to watch because you've got that instant shadowing, haven't you, where the branches
Yeah,
are?
because the paint runs back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And again, this DVD is on for almost 2 hours, folks, and it's
Wow,
just...
what a difference.
It's not about just the one painting. It's about all the little individual techniques that you'll pick up through the course of that tuition. And you've got skies, you've got buildings, you've got colour mixing. It's just a great way
That's
to
amazing.
learn watercolours. And remember, it very much is a limited edition. Now, what I want to do here, because this is addictive, I always say this is just so nice to do. And it's given us 2 silver birch trees. Let's slowly
Look at
take
that.
the tape away, revealing the base of the woodland. We'll give that some time to dry. We'll come back to it,
Okay.
a couple of minutes or so,
Okay.
and then we'll paint in some foreground.
Well, it looks amazing already, doesn't it? Let's have a look at some more paintings as well. The one-day special, incredible value because of the savings there. But using the colours that you've got in the one-day special, you can create other pieces of art that look something like this as well because you've got the same colours in there. Isn't that wonderful? Absolutely gorgeous. Do you know, there's one that has really caught my eye. It's the next one I'm going to show you, actually, because I live in a cottage. This isn't my cottage at all, but I wish it was. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that is wisteria, isn't it?
Intense violet, perfect for that.
That
Spot
is
on.
gorgeous,
Spot on.
absolutely gorgeous. And then another one, if you're looking at the trees and you're looking at the colours again here, what about this one? Absolutely beautiful. Completely different to anything else we've seen you doing at the moment, Matthew, but again there, using very little in the way of colours, but it looks as though there's a whole array of different paint colours being used.
Again, that was one of the paintings that was done during one of these virtual workshops that
Really?
we spoke about. It was, yeah.
Oh,
and that
wow.
was actually snowdrops in a woodland. You can see those little white flowers, so beautiful. But again, the colours, the perfect picture because it uses the sepias, it uses the greens, and the violet is great to mix with the sepia to give you shadows. Beautiful.
Amazing. Oh, if you've never bought a one-day special or anything from Matthew before, make sure you're going for this one. We've got some more inspiration for you as well. Lots of pictures around the studio, but the easiest way is to watch our video. So we're going to show you a little bit more right now. sunshine. I'm holding another one of those paintings that you've just seen on the video here as well. You could create this using, of course, the paints that are in the one-day special. This was another virtual workshop, wasn't it, Matthew?
It was. From 2 or 3 weeks back. It was done from people all over the world taking part. Great thing to do. Again, colours from the one-day special.
Absolutely amazing. Let's have another run through that one-day special. You could be creating something like that, but of course you will be creating something like this picture here, because that's the one that's featured in the DVD, of course. Now, the DVD is exclusive. It's a limited edition. It's exclusive to us here at Hochanda. Not only are you getting that DVD, which is totally brand new as well, and extremely new at that. It was a bit of a last-minute rush for us to even get the packaging in today. But we've got those 5 sheets of paper there as well, 100% cotton paper. You've seen and we've heard this is premium paper. Matthew would not put his name on there if it wasn't. And then, of course, you're getting those 2 brushes, very important brushes as well. The tree brush and also the sable brush as well. And we've seen it and we've heard it from Matthew. You want to give that brush a little bit of abuse. It gets better and better as you work with it as well. Now, you have got that saving there, but don't forget, let me just pick this up again. I don't want to get my fingers in those paints, but these are the paints that you're getting in the one-day special. If I just bring this over to the picture so you can see, it's just those 3 paints that have been used to create this whole picture. You wouldn't believe it, would you? If you didn't see it in front of your eyes and didn't see Matthew working with these in the studio, you would never believe it. $37.99 is the price. $27.32 is your saving. 400300. Now, another reminder about the SAA as well. Do have a think about this one. Become a member. There's so many reasons why I think you should do that. Let's have another look on the website and find out how you do that, of course. Find the page. The item number is there, but you don't really need that. Once you've found the item, you just scroll down, find the link. You can see it highlighted there, or it's there in red for you. Click here. You can see it takes you through to the page. That's just popping up for us. And of course, you can see the join now. There it is. Everything's linked, ready to go. You get those fantastic brushes as well. A set of 3. This is only through Hochanda. If you join any other way, you won't get those. This is through the link through Hochanda, of course. So many reasons, as we heard earlier from Matthew, why to join. And if you want to gift this as a membership as well, you can do that. Well, Matthew, are we dry enough to continue with that?
We are, yes. So
Wonderful.
I want to paint in some nice kind of foreground, and we'll do a little bit of bluebell here as well, you know, just kind of bring a bit of everything together here. So using the same brush, just going to have a little bit of a clean up of the palette here.
Oh, we do have that palette available as well. If you haven't
That's
got one
a good
yet,
thing to mention, because this is an easy clean palette, you see. So
there
they are
you go.
perfect.
There you
yeah.
go. The Easy
Perfect
Clean
job.
watercolour palette for just $9.95. Saving on that as well. 936824.
It was a great experience to be able to design a palette, and you can see here that it's got areas to squirt your paint. It's got a beautiful silicone-based coating on it as well. And the paint stays fresh, but you lift and mix, blend in areas, and it just wipes clean. So easy to wipe clean. Okay, we have the brush again, just using the one brush here. We're going to use the violet, which we have. Look at that colour, instant pop. It just comes alive.
Amazing.
It's beautiful colour. It's called Intense Violet for a reason. Lovely for doing the bluebells. Again, you mentioned it's good for doing snow scenes. Great for nighttime skies. Lovely also for shadows. Now, I'm going to use that colour pretty much on its own at this point, and I'm going to go straight in. Now, because the tree brush that we're given in the one-day special, the large one, I think it's around £11–12 just for the brush, if I'm right in saying this. But it's natural hair, so if you run it in the palette on both sides, it groups together. Can you see? It's gone nice and compact, which means it's quite easy.
That brush, Matthew, individually is actually £13.50.
There you go, you see. I've not done my own work, have I? So we'll bring this one in here and bring it across like so. Quick clean of brush, and we'll grab here a very popular brush. It's a brush I designed for, obviously for trees, but so useful for other things as well. Let's kind of weave it in between some of these areas. Now that looks all a bit abstract, but we'll clean the brush really well on the tissue, and then we're going to sort of blend it all together here. Get the violet blending with the green, scrubbing it against the paper. The cotton paper holds the moisture, as we've mentioned, which means that your paint stays fresh for absolutely ages. And
So
it's a
how
great
wet
way
is
of
your brush there, Matthew?
I'm giving it a couple of taps on tissue, to be honest. So it's damp.
Yeah.
It's damp, yeah. Moist. That sounds better.
Okay.
It's moist. Is it mere? Is it moist? It's a moist brush. We'll bring it in. And then I want to get more violet down here in the foreground. Stronger with the violet as well. Now, like I say, I'm working not all the way to the edge here because I like to do this on the painters. I think it suits it. So a little bit of blending. Beautiful. Now, while that's having some time to dry, we're going to pick up the other brush that's in the one day special, which is that gorgeous rigger. We can see it here. Size 2. It's an imitation sable rigger. Beautiful point on this. Most rigger brushes are very square at the tip. This one's pointy. A rigger brush was called this because it was originally for painting rigging on boats, but for this particular use, and the most popular use of it is obviously for things like trees, branches, fence posts. Warm sepia, which is great for doing monochromes, gorgeous monochrome colour. In this picture, it's lovely for doing some trees. So we'll bring it in. I'm just going to do some darker trees, basically. Let's paint this in here. Bringing it down. And because it's a long brush, it holds a fair bit of colour, so you can really get nice branches coming in here.
You really can get very fine detail, can't you, with that?
Yeah. My advice to anyone using a rigger brush like this is use the tip of it on the paper rather than the whole brush, and hold the brush like a pen. Can you see I'm holding it like I'm writing rather than painting? Because naturally people want to do this with a paintbrush and you can't control the pressure, but if you hold it there and rest on your paper, because watercolour dries pretty quickly, so it's quite easy to do. Now I like to rotate the board around as well because I'm right-handed, so to paint the right-handed tree, excellent, but to get around that side I tend to just do that.
Ah.
Does that cause chaos, maybe in this? It's not caused too much chaos. You're rotating it on the side, does it? Bring it forward so the light's not reflecting. And you can see I can pop some branches over this side as well. It's just easier, Rotate it around. And you can see I'm putting these nice little sort of branches. It's a perfect colour, is warm sepia for trees.
It really is, isn't it? I'm just going to mention something else as well, Matthew, that I always like to sort of bring into the show. For anybody that hasn't seen Matthew before, and there will be some people that have joined us for the first time, I'm sure, today. Matthew works from an easel for demonstration purposes, but at home you don't need that easel, do you? You can work
no, this
flat
is just
on a
for
table.
demo. Yeah, this is just purely for demo. I mean, it's just easier. And because I spend a big chunk of my life actually, you know, sort of demonstrating places like here and shows and workshops, etc., it's easier for people to see this. But if I was sat at home working, I'd be sat at a table with, or even on my knee.
Yeah. Oh,
when I'm outside painting, I just have a little, you know, folding chair and using a nice, you know, little camping table at the side, and then just use my knee. I mean, that's how I work outside.
Have you managed to work outside yet this year?
Not since 2019 have I painted outside, because obviously COVID put a stop to all the
Not
paint.
even for yourself in your garden, or?
No, not necessarily. Although, actually, yes, I did paint a picture of the local castle where I live.
Oh.
So yes, I did actually, because I can see that from the house. So I did actually do that. Yes, but hoping to get to the Bluebell Woods in May to do some painting, and that'll be probably a live Facebook thing. So make sure you get on the Facebook page, everybody. Matthew Palmer Artist. I'll turn that back the right way. Beautiful tree.
That is stunning.
Love that colour. Just going to put in a little bit of detail around here. So, can you see I've painted another tree just to the side of this?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be anything fancy, even just a few little flicks. It leads you into the wood, okay?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's just a flick of the brush, you know? And to give some kind of scale, I love this brush. It's so nice and easy to work with. If we painted in the likes of a little bit of a gateway, other supermarkets are also available. Can you see that little gateway there?
Do you know, doesn't that make a difference as well?
It gives a bit of scale, don't it?
It really does, yeah.
Gives a bit of scale. And then I want to come back to the tree brush and the violet. Let's get some good violet here.
I can't stop looking at those trees you scrape with the palette knife, you know. I'm just absolutely amazed by that.
It's a big feature of the picture, isn't it?
It really is.
let's stipple in some darker bluebells. Now, I'm putting a fair bit of pressure on there, but it's doing the job for me. It's a really effective way of doing it. Just basically stipple it. That's quite satisfying. I like that. I'll do that more often. If you ever get stressed, stipple on your hand and then scrape off some trees. Look at that. It's all getting a bit weird in the Hochanda studio this evening. Let's put some little stipples down here. So just imagine the foreground. It's been a long day today, so I'm relaxing with a bit of paint and a bit of paper. Let's bring this down here. So a few little stipples around. Now in a second we'll blend all this in, and we're going to create a bit of an edge. Love this brush. The tree brushes for thousands and thousands of artists have become an essential part of paint.
Yeah,
it's like having a normal round paintbrush. It's just essential. And I was the person that kind of designed them and brought them to market, working with the guys at the SAA. But if you look at the brush, you can see it's got a slope on it. Can we see the slope? It's got a slope, which means that you can turn the brush upside down and you can get smaller, cleaner edges. So you can almost create a bit of an edge.
Do you think this brush then has enabled people that maybe did struggle in some areas to, you know, really sort of get on top of something that they were struggling with before?
Absolutely. It's made such a difference to people's painting lives, yeah, having these brushes. And all the brushes we bring out, like the Fantastics and the blending blades, have all made difference. I mean, I get so many nice emails and messages from people, you know, saying how much it's changed their life. And that's never been more so than the past year, because everyone's been kind of stuck in, and some people's obviously been in, you know.
Matthew, I can't believe this is, again, how this is coming to life before our eyes. Just the stippling there, those bluebells. But it's really adding sort of the depth of the land there. It's almost as though you've got that pathway now. You've got the little slopes up the side with the bluebells. It's really giving that perspective. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and just to finish it off, I'm just going to pop in a little bit of the sepia just around the edge of the footpath, just to give a bit of added shape, if you like, to it. So almost kind of tidy up the edges, so you can see where it kind of zigzags through. A little bit over here as well. It just helps to give a bit of interest to it.
Oh, you just want to walk towards that gate and go through it and see what's on the other side now.
And I'm just going to very quickly come back to this tree brush again, and then pick up the green again, and then I want to shoot up to the top and pop some leaf over the top, some darker leaf over the top of the tree we've just painted. Because it's opaque, it stands out nice.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So basically working over the top, and because it is opaque, you can see it stands out against the actual tree itself, which is really nice, and it makes a lovely effect. And even in the foreground, just to we mentioned using the brush upside down. If the writing on the brush is facing down, you get the tall hairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which means it's very easy to do little blades of little bits of grass around some of these edges, or the stems for the flowers, or whatever you want to call them, basically. And it just makes an interesting little bit of extra detail. And of course then you can use it for stippling on the actual picture to get some extra detail in, and so on. And I think if you take the masking tape away, I think we've got a nice quick bluebell picture. But again, on the DVD that we're giving you, it's got almost 2 hours worth of bluebells with so much more detail. Buildings, skies, gorgeous trees, highlights, it's all there for you folks. It's a great little kit.
That is just amazing, isn't it? Oh, we're blown away again here in the studio. We seriously are. You saw it before your eyes as well. Only 3 colours. The 3 colours that you do get in the one-day special, over 20% of the stock has gone. Of course, when it comes to the DVD, it is exclusive to Hochanda. You can see the picture at the side here. This is what you will be creating following the tutorial on the DVD itself. But then, of course, that's going to lend itself to so many other beautiful pictures that you're going to paint. It could be cards, it could be whole pictures, it could be, I don't know, maybe you just got a little journal or something you want to do some practice in there as well. You're going to use these. If you miss the workshops, if you can't get out, well, you can't, can you, at the moment? You can't get out. We can't do those workshops at the moment. This is great because you've got Matthew there in your own living room or wherever you've got your DVD player, and you can be crafting along. Let's just go through again. So you've got the 5 sheets of the watercolour. This is 100% cotton, of course. You've got those 2 brushes that we've just seen being used by Matthew, that fantastic brush, that tree brush there. And then, of course, what was originally known as the rigger brush, that sable brush there, or that synthetic sable, I should say, because it's not real sable, but it does the job so perfectly. Then, of course, you've got the 3 paints as well. The only 3 paints that you are going to need throughout the whole of that DVD. You're saving £27.32, £37.99. This is going to go so much further than that one picture, isn't it? 400300. Now we'll remind you about the other items we've got as well, because of course we do have the fantastic brush